One of the issues not discussed often enough in regards to black family issues is black grandmamas. Y'all keep most of the fucking drama going.
Hey y'all, so today we are talking about toxic like black family structures, traditions that was like passed down to us that really just don't even work in our generation anymore, or that honestly did way more harm than they did good. So I'm going to drop these next couple of TikToks and then I will come back at the end with my 2 cents.
Especially the ones that sit on the phone and spread each other business. You call this person to figure out what the tea is, then you call all of these 15 people to tell them the tea while getting tea from those 15 people. Then you call 15 other people. It's drama. These grandmamas is keeping a lot of the drama in the family going. They not holding nobody accountable. They're not acting like the matriarchs they're supposed to. They're not keeping no order. They are a part of the drama. Starting fires and then running away from them and then watching the whole shit just burn. When are we gonna start holding the grandmamas accountable? When?
Black parenting is so interesting because a universal experience of the black child is to have a black mom that constantly and sometimes even aggressively emphasizes the fact that they are not one of our little friends, doing things that are damn near abusive, to remind you that, I am your subordinate, as if, coming out of your body literally isn't enough. And then wonder why when they become an adult there's so many areas in their child's life that they're not involved in, so many things that your child does not feel comfortable confiding in you, automatically assuming that they're going to be judged or just put in a situation of discomfort or just feeling overpowered. It's a constant dynamic of trying to overpower your child. And then when you don't want to tolerate that anymore, when you try to create boundaries, it's I've given you so much. You're so this, you're so that. I've given you all this. Yeah, you did. And I totally appreciate that. And now that I can provide those things for myself, I would like for us to have healthy communication. Because if we don't, we just won't talk. At what point does the switch go off and you realize that your child is an adult and you're no longer disciplining, you're learning who you created and guiding them through life?
Beware of narcissism in non romantic relationships. If you are an adult daughter and you've had an unhealthy relationship with your mom, this video is for you. It's extremely hurtful to feel like the person who's supposed to love you the most doesn't even like you. I'm Kiki, I'm a licensed therapist, and I am the daughter of a covert narcissistic mom, so who better to listen to than me? First, I want to tell you, in case no one has told you today, your feelings are really valid. You are not crazy. Your mom is gaslighting you and manipulating you in order to keep you in this little box of control. Ever wonder why your mom was so unsupportive of you, but can give you updates on everyone else? A covert narcissistic mom will be jealous and envious of their daughter's accomplishments and successes, especially if it surpasses theirs. Does your mom not respect your boundaries? And if you have kids, tries to override you. The reason why I started this video off with validation is because a narcissistic mom will try to control you by manipulation and then gaslight you into thinking your feelings are not valid. She'll do and say things that she knows is inappropriate in front of people or even just when it's you two. And then when you bring it up to her or try to confront her about it, she'll say, "Oh, I didn't mean it that way," or "I didn't even say that at all." The reason why it's so hard to set and maintain boundaries with narcissistic moms is because you, first of all, want the validation naturally. You want the relationship, and she'll trick you into thinking that she's changed by having these little mini good streaks, and then you'll be vulnerable, let your guard down, and she'll break your heart again and quickly prove to you why you needed the boundaries in the first place. Trust your judgment. Unfortunately, when your mom is a covert narcissist, you can only maintain the relationship at a surface level. Ultimately, if you detach from the fantasy idea of what a daughter-mother relationship is supposed to look look like. And if you stop comparing your relationship to others, then it'll be easier for you to stick to your boundaries and healthier too. You deserve to be treated with love, respect, support, and kindness, even and especially from your mom. I know that it's hard and unfair. I'm a therapist in therapy because of my mom, but trust me, you got this.
The main generational curse that I know I'm gonna break is the one where y'all don't be taking mental health serious in the black community. You ain't finna tell me, oh, why you depressed? You got food on the table, clothes on your back. Bitch, cause I listen to you ranting every day about the bills that you can't pay. I'm over here sad cause I can't get good grades in school. But yeah, I mean, I got a burger in my mouth. I should be chipper and happy. Bitch, no. My whole life, they always told me, kids ain't got no wants, shut up, my house, my rules. Okay, well, now that I'm big and grown, I'm letting that shit know. Everything on the flow. I'm not disrespectful with it, but if you hurt my feelings or if I feel like you was disrespectful to me, I'm letting you know. Prime example, my mama asking me what's wrong. I told her mama, no, just stop asking me because I'm not ready. I'm going to probably shut down if you keep asking me. I'm not going to answer it. She talking about some, that's that white people shit. Girl, what the fuck do my feelings have to do with a fucking white person? Girl, the fuck, that really made me hot too. I almost hung up. But it's like she don't know. She over here still with that, damn near that slave mentality, and it's sad. Y'all, I still look at my mama sideways when she told me that the only reason she reads my journals is because I could have been building a bomb. If the first sentence said, I like this boy, and the second one said, my mama made me cry, where the fuck is the bomb instructions? That's a big-ass invasion of privacy. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. This day, I cannot fuck with that. I'm breaking all that shit. When I have kids, y'all, my kids gonna be so, like, wow. Because I'm already wild, but, like, I know only a little bit, bitch. I'm gonna start pouring into them like, bitch, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Conversations black people aren't ready to.
Sorry if I sound redundant. I just want to speak some stuff about my own experience that when I do decide to have a family of my own, I will be trying to break these things. I think everybody said it. If you have multiple children, the oldest child is not a babysitter, nor are they second mom, nor are they second dad. If mom and dad is present, that is mom and dad. Kids should not be disciplined if they do not finish their food, maybe lessen their portions, or try a different set of foods. Obviously within reason, but I think most of us black folks, we know what I'm trying to say. If your kid is under an age where they cannot legally work, to me, there is no such thing as McDonald's money for something. Like, you're the parent, you should be providing it within reason. Do as I say, not as I do is probably the most played out reasoning for ending a conversation there ever is. I want to stump it into the ground and I want to burn it because that just cannot be a real thing. Your girls and your boys should have a sex talk, whether together or separate. It is important that they both have it, and no, simply not having sex or not, or wrapping it up does not end the sex talk. There's a lot more nuance to that situation and it needs to be taken with care. School is not the only place that your children should be getting educated. You need to teach your kids too. Just as you tell the girls you don't want them coming home pregnant with some little boy's baby, you should be telling your boys you should not be getting other little girls pregnant before their time. If you guys are a Christian household, y'all need to quote the entire Bible, not parts of it. Thou shalt honor their parents. Okay, but if you scroll down, it also says that you shall not provoke your child. So do with that what you will, but if we want to play the Bible game, you need to read the whole Bible and not just quote the ones, to get your point across. Your kids should be allowed to have friends, obviously within reason, but let's just think of a scenario where your kids don't have friends. You know what those tend to be? Psychopaths. Chores is everybody's job, not just the girls in your family. Stop making your little girls feel bad for being born little girls. It is totally natural for them to be tomboys if that's what they choose. Just like it is totally natural for them to be into the feminine things. But stop making them feel bad for being girls because you wanted a boy, because you were taught that was quote unquote easier. That also leads into stop babying your boys because y'all supposed to be raising men. And now every woman that he dates from that point on has to baby him or teach him how to be a man. That's not our job. Teach healthier relationships. Teach family values. But also teach that if you don't get any of those things, you should be okay with being by yourself. Don't try to force it. We're in 2023 now, but there's still some people left lingering that believe there's a thing as good hair. There's no such thing as good hair. Good hair is healthy hair. No matter the coils, no matter the thickness, no matter the height, all that. For mothers, you are not in competition with your daughters. Stop that. I don't know where that came from. I don't want to get into a debate about it. Stop that. Fathers, your only job isn't to provide and discipline. Your job is a lot more nuanced than that. Old people, I can literally go on for days, but I feel like most of us said that. Like, respect is earned, not given. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been on this earth. I don't care where you line up with me in the totem pole. You disrespect me, best believe you're going to get disrespect back. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Sleepovers will not be allowed for my kids. Yeah, let's get into it. Can we just talk about how SA within the Black community needs to be more talked about? A lot of Black families push SA right under the rug. They act like they don't know what happened to them when they was kids. There's no way. I was traumatized by an auntie, and you think I'm going to turn around and take my baby to that same house knowing who's there and the consequences that could come with that? It's not the people that we don't know who SA kids. It's the family that SAs, the people that we love, our kids, the people that we love. I just watched a video about an attorney. She doesn't allow her kid to have sleepovers because most of the times you think it's a stranger or the next door neighbor, when really it's your family members who are doing the touching. And let's not act like we forgot what used to happen at those sleepovers. You will not be playing house, and you show as well you ain't gonna be playing doctor. The devil is a liar, and he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. That right there kills, steals, and destroys bloodlines. Do you hear me? It ran in the family until it ran into me. I'm not going to play that. If you know something funny is going down, and you decide to not say anything or speak up because of shame, instead of to protect the innocent life, you're part of the problem. You send them over to Big Mama house or Grandma house because you want to do what you want to do and not watch your kid, knowing the vultures that live there. Because y'all know auntie and uncles don't be getting out of the mama house for real. They be still there. Send your kid over there, knowing what you have to go through, you're part of the problem. And if you sit up, you don't let these grown adults take accountability, and you still at Thanksgiving time, Christmas and all of that, and ain't nobody saying nothing, we all sitting around eating ham, acting like nothing happened, you're part of the problem. People take the term generational curse breaker too light. You sitting up and you're not breaking curses. Part of breaking generational curses is speaking about the things that's hard to speak about, that the family been brushed under the rug for 30 years. Everybody trying to make you seem like you wrong, but that's part of breaking curses, baby. Yeah, I thank God for it every day. As always, I love y'all, and so does Jesus.
This question is mainly to Black people, but if the shoe fits, fucking wear it. Why are we walking around so ignorant to the fact that we didn't inherit generational trauma? Why are we trying to ignore the fact that we are fucked up in this world and society and just spending most of our time talking shit about X, Y, and Z? And I'm speaking from experience when I say this. On my mother's side and my father's side, there's a lot of people who spend their time talking shit about everyone in the family, but don't acknowledge or own up to the fucked up shit that they've contributed to the family or their fucked up ways that they've inherited from the family. My problem is, I don't understand why the younger generation is going through the fucked up shit that we had to go through. Why is nobody putting a stop to this fucking shit? Like, why is nobody sitting down having family reunions and talking about why the fuck we need to stop this shit? How the can we stop it? It's all about let's do this and that and the third. No, we need to heal first.
You know what I can't stand in Black families? Like, I cannot stand what goes on in this house stays in this house mentality. What I mean by that is when adults do inappropriate things or act an ass in front of children and then expect children to never ever speak on what they have been through or to never ever talk about it.
And then when these children grow up and they're all traumatized and they don't know how to work through their issues and so forth and so on, then everybody's just like, well, I don't know what went wrong. Da, 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 da. What I cannot understand is, why do these adults feel like these children are born needing to protect their reputation? If you don't want your shit getting out, if you don't want your business getting out, don't do it in front of these kids. Especially when you know that it can traumatize or hurt the kid. Mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever the case is. Children are not here to protect the reputations of adults. Do y'all get that? Let me say that one more time. Children are not here to protect the reputation of adults. Meaning, if you out here acting the ass in front of Lil Tay-Tay and whatnot, and Lil Tay-Tay go to school and tell them people what the hell going on, you cannot get mad at Lil Tay-Tay. You cannot get mad. And that whole, oh, what happens in this house, stay in this house mentality, that's how you end up with a 11-year-old pregnant out of nowhere. That's how you end up with a 13-year-old pregnant out of nowhere. I don't know about nobody else, but listen, my kids are free to speak on whatever they like. You feel me? If it needs to be said so that they can heal and they can process whatever they're going through, because my children are not here to protect my reputation. My children are not here to make sure that people don't look at me crazy. I don't care about none of that. If you don't want your shit getting out there, don't be doing stuff in front of the kids that you know is going to affect the kids, and then get mad with the kids when they speak on what's going on in the home. As if they are obligated to keep your fucking secrets. If you don't want it to get out there, don't do it. I hate black families that do stuff like that. Like, hell no, that's always been weird to me. Children are not here to make sure that adults look good in certain light. Do that shit for yourself. But then try to sit here and project on a child like they're wrong or they're attacking you because they're letting you know their experience to your bullshit, your trauma, your stuff that you're doing in front of them, around them, and to them. Let's be fucking for real. Let's be fucking for real.
See, a lot of people like to talk about emotional incest when it comes from the mom or the mother-in-law, but nobody really warns you about the fact that you have to watch out for the grandmas, the aunties, the cousins, the sisters, if they have friends, if they have a girl best friend, you know, you gotta watch out for all of them, because motherfuckers will really be weird and out here trying to play on your top because, you know, they have some type of emotional connection with the man that you're with, or even, you know, a sexual connection that they may or may not have gotten a chance to act out on. So now they taking it out on you because they feel like you'll never be good enough for their, you know, son, brother, cousin, friend, whatever. So this was something that I've been peeping my boyfriend, just because, you know, we live in his hometown. This is only really considered my college town that I ended up staying in. So with that being said, he has a lot of like family members and friends and people that know him in this town. And so when they see him, they are pretty much fawning over this man like, oh my gosh, hey Chris, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? He was popular in high school. He won a championship, this and that. A lot of people know him. He's very cool. I get it. But what gets me is how they completely act like they don't see me standing there with him. And this was before I got pregnant, before we even went out in public and I started carrying around this big ass belly and people were really just knowing who I was, right? Like, so many women would come up to him and only speak to him and act like I'm just not even standing there. And at first it really used to get to me, and now I just be like, okay, I'm going to just choose to ignore y'all, because if I make a scene, oh, it's going to really be a scene up in this motherfucker. And he's more so of a neutral person, so he be trying to stay far away from the drama anyway. Me, or I be ready for it. So at the OB clinic that we go to, he has 2 cousins that work there. One of them, she's super nice, and the other one, she sort of is like the women that I just described. Like, she'll see him, fawn over him, and just completely ignore me. And this has been a couple of times now. So the last time that we were there, she was talking to him. Their conversation had went on for damn near 5 to 10 minutes, and she finally turns to me and she goes,
hey, I'm such, 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 such. I'm the favorite cousin. And I was like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. Went back to what I was doing because it's like, okay, we've been in here a couple times. You've spoken to him, talked to him. Why now do you want to introduce yourself to me? So today when we went for our NST, she was coming around the corner. And keep in mind, I don't really pay that much attention to her because I feel like if you gonna disrespect me, then it's not worth me giving, you my attention. And so she was coming around the corner and she was staring at me. And only then, I'm a nice person. If you're looking at me, I'm going to, give you a little smile, give you a little smirk, but I'm not going to wave if I don't really recognize you because I hate looking stupid. But I feel like she knew who I was because I have on the same wig in the pictures that I took, when we uploaded our gender reveal pictures. So I felt like she came out the door and she saw my boyfriend and she spoke to him, hugged him, and she was like, hey, congratulations on having a little girl. And she walked off. And I told my boyfriend when we got in the car, like, you don't feel like that's weird? Like, they be acting like they want to fuck you or something. And he started laughing because I feel like he already be feeling like I'm territorial and stuff like that, especially because I'm pregnant and I'm having a girl. And I was like that before we got pregnant, but it's like, no, like, I don't think you be realizing what they be doing. But yeah, like, I don't know. They be tripping me the fuck out.
Woo, okay, y'all. I know that was a whole mouthful. So there's so much in this one that I can relate to, but like the one I think that stuck out to me the most was the young lady that was talking about like what goes on in our house stays in our house, and how we literally would get in trouble for telling people around us the things that was going on. So I know I've spoken about it somewhere. I know it's in one of my videos, but I spoke about the fact that like I was abused as a child. And obviously the abuse came from people I knew. It didn't come from people I didn't know. It didn't come from strangers. You know what I mean? And like, I can remember as a little girl, like reaching out to people, whether it was like a teacher or it was another family member, trying to like tell people what was going on with me to get help, y'all. And I would get in trouble. Like, I'll never forget my parents was going through a custody battle. And as part of that custody battle, I had to go to therapy. I was like 7, right? And it just goes to show how like ass backwards as a culture we can be sometimes, because I remember telling this therapist what was going on with me, what was said to me, the things that I was seeing, what was happening around me. Do y'all know that this lady got on the phone and called my dad and left a voicemail at my grandma's house telling them everything that I said? And I got an ass whooping and cold showers for that? Like, and then what blows me, something that I've always had an issue with is like the fact that like, when you get older and you are pressing these adults about the things that they did to you, they literally act like y'all wasn't in the same fucking room. Like, they will literally gaslight you into, like, believing that you're crazy and you just imagine this shit up. This was not a dream. This is not something that I just came up with out of nowhere. Like, this is some shit that y'all really did to me. And it's crazy. Another thing that happens is like, okay, I have 4 children. I'm really big on telling my kids speaking up. We talk about this all the time. If something is going wrong or something's going on or you need help with something, or if we did something to hurt your feelings, like, we leave the door open in our household for our children to tell us. Obviously, the only restriction that we have to that is to be respectful in how you come to your parents. So like, like if, let's say that like my husband said something to one of the kids, and they'll come and tell me, like, daddy said this and it hurt my feelings. I'll tell them, like, go tell your dad. Like, go talk to your dad. Go let your dad know. And so they know. They'll go up and say, daddy, when you said this to me, this hurt my feelings. And even with him, we've worked on, like, not telling our kids, oh, well, you did this, so I did this. Because I have a parent that does that, y'all. And it literally makes me not want to deal with them. Like, it was a video where the lady was talking about her mom being a narcissist and how, like, you have to let go of that idea of what you think a mother-daughter relationship is supposed to be, because that's just not what you're going to get out of those kind of people. And everything that she said, I'm talking about like the dealing with you like you whatever, but you come in with everybody else's good news, or treating you like you regular, but there's people that are doing less than you that are getting the praises. Like, bro, I know this whole story is so crazy. Like, I know one of them talked about, like how people use the Bible to gaslight you. And I didn't have any family members per se that did that to me, but I had a family friend that would do that to me. Like, the minute that I did or said something that went against a belief that she had, it was like I was going to hell. You know, like I always say, all tradition is a set of rules that were put in place by people that are no longer even here. Rules are meant to be broken. Things are meant to be changed. Things are meant to be revised, right? Like, there's no way that a family freaking tradition or a family rule or what have you is that was created in 1942 is still relevant in 2024. And it's frustrating because, you know, you have these older generations that are like, oh, this new generation is so disrespectful. And, oh, you guys are so unappreciative. And it's like, no, I get it. The way that you guys grew up, y'all couldn't ask questions. Y'all couldn't press the line. Okay, well, we're going to. Like, y'all haven't figured out yet that, like, an ass whooping don't stop nothing over here? Like, we just get older, we resent you, and we're going to speak out about it anyway. I always tell a story about, like, how when I turned 18, I left both my parents alone. Like, I had a conversation with both of my parents and was like, both of y'all got me fucked up. And I'll never forget, y'all, like, when I moved out of my dad's house, I moved back into my mom's house. And, like, literally every little thing I did, I got berated and beat down for. And I'll never forget one day, y'all, she literally told me, well, you need to get you some home training. And I was like, well, who was going to give it to me? If you were not there to parent me, how do you don't get to criticize how I do things. And then whatever happens to correct it in love. Like, I really strongly dislike that idea. And I forgot, somebody in the video said it, but I really strongly, like, resent that idea of, like, oh, because you came from me, I'm above you. And my mama got that bad. Oh, you're not my mama, I'm your mom. Okay. That doesn't make you above me, because at the end of the day, we both living and breathing and bleeding the same way. And I've learned to recognize it, but a lot of it really do be like, a lot of parents, they don't get to know their adult children. So once they lose whatever little control they thought they have, they literally try to, like, beat you down to keep you mentally in that space of control. Where you feel like, oh, I got to come to them and question them about everything. Or before I make a decision, I need to come talk to them because I can't trust myself to make these certain decisions. Nah, that's bullcrap. This is why a lot of us, and then I've said it in another video too, but this is why therapy offends them so bad. Because literally, you're going into therapy to undo not only whatever they've done to you, but generational trauma, period. And they're getting at you like, oh, so you're trying to say that I'm a bad parent? Who said that? All I'm saying is there's some things that happened to me in my past, and they're fucking me up, and I feel like I need to do something about it so I don't jack it up for my kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, and their grandkids. Like, I've literally had family members where I'll tell them something that they did to me, and the first thing that they do is play victim. Oh, my God, so you're just saying I'm this horrible person. Well, if that's how you feel, baby, then wear the shoe, because that's not what I said. Like, or you have those people, like I said in the video, that question how you're raising your kids. Okay, well, whatever you're doing clearly didn't work, because this one over here is in jail. This one's a prostitute. This one got a kid she don't take care of. And this one is the only one over here in therapy, and you telling them it's white people shit. Like, make it make sense. You know, like, and then the lady in the beginning of the video that said, you know, it's the grandmamas that keep the gossip up. Like, I don't particularly have those kind of grandmothers, but I got an auntie that's like that. Like, when I was little, like, that was my favorite person. I would go and tell her everything. And then everything that I would tell her in confidence, and it wasn't like, no, oh, I'm going to harm myself or nothing that she need to tell somebody. But it'd be like the whole fucking family knew my business. And then it's like, now you wonder why at 34, you don't know anything about me outside of whatever you see on social media. That's not like by accident, bro. That's on purpose. It's very disappointing because they're the very people, they're our first bullies. They're the very people that hurt us. They're the very people that mistreat us. And then when we pull away, they're wondering why, oh, I wonder how such and such is doing. She don't talk to us no more. Or they say, oh, she thinks she better than everybody else, so she don't got to talk to us no more. No, it's not that. It's that you fucking people are hurtful. You fucking people are toxic. And then when somebody's trying to tell you that what you're doing is hurting them, you literally look at them like they're crazy and tell them that what happened to them didn't happen. Like, knock it off. But anyway, y'all, that is all I have for today. I will see y'all in the next video. Let me know what y'all think. Leave it in the comments. I know that we all have experience with this. let's make this a comment section of validation. Let's validate each other's feelings and let each other know that we are not alone. We are not by ourselves. And that what really happened to us really happened. And that we genuinely all care about each other. I pray you all have a beautiful week. And I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.